Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we're going to review AEW Dynamite, episode number 14 from January 8th, 2020, title anniversary. Because that stems from the 1 year anniversary from the creation of AEW. It starts off strong. It's Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. Private Party starts off really strong, outsmarting Hangman early. Every time Hangman tries something, they either move out of the way or counter. It's very good on them. And they're a very young team, so they've learned a lot very early. Omega and Page can't get anything started. It's just that's due to Private Party's, good thinking. Hangman uses his strength to take out Private Party. He finally catches up with them. There was a V-trigger and then a buckshot lariat to Mark, but they can't get the 3 count on him. To end it off, there was a V-trigger and a buckshot lariat combo, which means they hit it together. And a one-wing angel and a pin for the win. Kenny, Omega, and Hangman Page win the match. Immediately after the match, Pac gets on the Tron, and he's got the brutalizer on Michael Nakazawa and tells Kenny Omega this will continue until he gets his one-on-one match with Omega, which I think they're going to draw this out all the way to Revolution, which is in February. Next is the AEW Women's World Title match. It's Chris Statlander versus Riho, who's still the inaugural champion. She has not lost her title yet. Riho starts out outmaneuvering Chris and her power and strength, but doesn't last long. Chris finally catches Riho and punishes her pretty bad. Back and forth is most of this match after that. Mel and Awesome Kong come out to interfere with Chris, but Chris will have none of it. Luther comes out from underneath the ring. That's that bald guy that you've been seeing on the vignettes. That, Brady says he's not ready. Well, apparently he's ready. So he comes out from underneath the ring. And grabs Chris, and Kong takes her out. Sorry for the delay. I had a brain fart. Chris had Riho up in a tombstone position, but Kong trips her and Riho pins Chris Statlander to retain her title. So I don't know how long they're going to keep this going. After the match, Kong gets in the ring and takes out both Riho and Chris Statlander. But Shida comes out and runs off the Nightmare Collective. Next is Christopher Daniels versus Sammy Guevara. Christopher Daniels has a little offense early. Sammy is sneaky, but he showboats way too much. Daniels comes back with an exploder suplex, which was pretty impressive, the way he did it. Pentagon comes out to distract Chris Daniels. Sammy kicks him in the back of the head and gets the 1, 2, 3. Dark Order then comes out and says that Christopher Daniels influenced Evil Uno, who was the leader of the Dark Order, many years ago. Says that in an AEW crowd, and a lot of people in AEW think that Christopher Daniels doesn't have it anymore, and he wants Christopher Daniels to join the Dark Order. However, Christopher Daniels turns him down, and they start to beat him up. The rest of SCU, the Young Bucks, come down to help run off the Dark Order after that. Next, it was the Lucha Brothers versus the Brotherhood. Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix versus Cody and Dustin Rhodes, with Arn Anderson at their side. And this match started off like a ball of fire. Both teams throwing moves fast as lightning. I mean, it was one move after another. It was both teams and 4 of them. It was great. Throughout the break, though, it was all Lucha Brothers, and they were beating up Dustin pretty bad. Dustin finally able to get the tag to Cody, and Cody takes over temporarily. To end it off, it was Dustin with the Canadian Destroyer, a beautiful Canadian Destroyer. At his age, he shouldn't be able to do that. And the final cut, or whatever the hell he's calling it now, and the pin for the win. After they all leave the ring, MJF comes out. They go into a break, so he plays to the crowd for a while. When they come back from break, he calls Cody a coward. He says he's got 10 seconds to face him like a man. At the end of the 10 count, instead, DDP comes out and tells MJF about DDP Yoga, and he goes on about AEW and all kinds of other stuff. MJF says that he doesn't want to fight, but someone else does. It's the Butcher and the Blade. MJF tells DDP that he's going to do stuff to one of his daughters, and it pisses off DDP, and he attacks. He gets a cutter to the Butcher and the Blade. Bunny causes a distraction. MJF low blow kicks him. Dustin, QT, Marshall come out to help DDP run them all off. So could this be the start of a DDP comeback? I hope not, because at his age he shouldn't be wrestling. I mean, he started late. He started in his 30s as it was. So, he's got to be pushing over 60 at least. I don't know how old he is. Next is Jurassic Express versus the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. Marco tries to do some moves on Trent, but to no avail, and Trent just shoves him off. No one has a clear advantage. Luchasaurus gets the tag in and cleans house. Orange Cassidy tags in. Here's the funny part. Orange Cassidy tags in and actually does some wrestling. And yes, most of it with his hands in his pocket. He does his famous, freshly squeezed kicks. He does his dive. He even counters into a cutter, which is weird, because I have never seen him actually wrestle. So it was a refreshing change for the freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Jungle Boy reverses a powerbomb into a pin to Chuck Taylor. Jurassic Express pick up the victory. Lastly, we have the Inner Circle. Jericho and all of them come down to the ring to get Jon Moxley's answer on whether or not he's going to join the Inner Circle. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want him to join. But as it goes storyline-wise, that would be awesome if he would. And then turn on Jericho, saying that the match is still on, and just kicks the crap out of him. But we'll see in a second. But remember, Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho were in Japan this past prior weekend at Wrestle Kingdom 14. They weren't wrestling each other or together, but they were both there. They both had matches, so. Also, Chris Jericho says that they won both of their matches at Wrestle Kingdom, so, maybe. Jon Moxley tells Jericho that, yes, I'm joining the Inner Circle. For my opinion, Mox, come on now. He's not going to take crap from anybody. He's not going to take orders from anybody. He's his own man. He's going to do what he wants. He hits Jericho with a bottle of the bubbly, which is great. The thing just shattered into a zillion pieces. It was funny. Gives a paradigm shift to Jericho and to Sammy Guevara. And it looked like, from what I could tell, he grabbed the keys to that car that Jericho promised him and ran off before Jake Hager could get to him. And that's how they went off the air, was the inner circle being beat up and Hager just looking around. That's the end of Dynamite. Let me know what you think on the poll above my head about the show. Until next time, always be elite.